Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to Melbourne Convention Bureau's webinar for event organisers. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. My name is Joanna Gary and I am the Director of Corporate Meetings and Incentives for Melbourne Convention Bureau. Before we start today, I would like to do an acknowledgement of country. I would like to acknowledge that I'm hosting this webinar from the land of the Wurundjeri people and extend that acknowledgement to the traditional custodians of the various lands that you are joining us from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging and celebrate the diversity of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their ongoing cultures and connections to the lands and waters of Victoria. We have a great lineup for you today. We have two of our key partners doing a presentation for you. We have Laura Simpson, who's a Senior Entertainment Manager at Solution Entertainment. And then we have Geeta as the Director of Sales from the Langham Melbourne. So they'll both do a presentation for you on all of the new and exciting things that are happening in their parts of the world. And then I'll do an update on the new funding program that was recently announced for MCB, the National Business Events Funding Program. And then we'll follow up with some question and answers as well. So if you do have any questions as we go along today, please just pop them into the Q&A box and we'll address those at the very end, but don't hesitate to answer any questions. We're here to help you today. Just to cover off where we're at with running COVID-safe events in Melbourne, very pleased to advise that we've had quite a significant period without any COVID outbreaks, which is wonderful. So we are now at allowing 100% capacity in seated outdoor and indoor entertainment, cultural and sporting venues in Victoria. So that's up to 1,000 people. You can have 100% capacity. Anything above 1,000 people is at 75% capacity. And these events are divided into tier 1, 2 and 3 events, scaled into those tiers, sorry. So anything in a tier 1 and a tier 2 does need to lodge a COVID safe plan before you can proceed. And anything that is below 1,000, there is a COVID safe event checklist that needs to be done and completed and submitted before that event is run. And that's just online via coronavirus.vic.gov.au. So if you do have any questions relating to that, you can please come to us at MCB, or alternatively, the venue in which you're holding events, everybody is very well versed up on what they need to do in terms of running a COVID safe event. And they're also here to help you in terms of what you need to do as an event organiser to make sure you're running a COVID safe event that is in line with the Victorian government requirements. So very exciting to see that our major events, which Melbourne is famous for, have returned to Melbourne. And we have some really exciting events about to launch as well throughout this year. So we've got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child has resumed at the Princess Theatre. Moulin Rouge, the musical, will be opening at the Regent Theatre from August. The Australian Centre for the Moving Image, which is recently relaunched after a massive renovation, has announced that they'll have Disney, The Magic of Animation, opening from the 13th of May, and that will be across the winter period. We have our new winter festival called Rising, a celebration of all things art and culture, from the 26th of May to the 6th of June. The Formula One Grand Prix, usually held in March, has been moved to November, so it'll be a nice way to end the year out with a major event. And then we have the National Gallery of Victoria. Their French Impressionism exhibition will open in June. And then we also have the Game 1 of State of Origin will be held in Melbourne at the MCG on the 9th of June as well. So some great events coming up that will be great to incorporate into a business event program. And just a reminder that MCB, we are here to help you. Anything that you need in relation to venue and venue advice, destination advice, referrals, site inspections, sample itineraries, images, videos, maps, official visitor guides, etc. We do have a service here to help you, all free of charge. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And we look forward to being able to help you deliver a really great, successful event in Melbourne. I'm now going to pass on to Laura from Solution Entertainment to give you an update on what they offer.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Laura Simpson. As mentioned, I'm the Senior Entertainment Manager here at Solution Entertainment. Thank you all for being here this morning. It's really great to have things like this on offer to, keep us connected, us in the events industry. We've just come off the back of a really exciting and busy month of April, which is super exciting for us. We've been in Byron Bay just last week for a 4-day incentive trip with Toyota SRO. And we also hosted their gala dinner at the W Hotel in the W Grand Ballroom, which was our first event there after that new hotel and amazing event spaces have opened up just a few months ago, which was great. And we also were in Cape Shank with them as well. We've been at the RACV in Healesville for a 3-day leadership group conference with realestate.com, down in Portsea for a conference with Accent Group. Our Rabobank Rabo truck, which you will see in one of the slides from my presentation today, is back on the road with 20 events in regional New South Wales and Queensland planned for over the next 3 months. So it's great to see some live events happening again in both Victoria, and around the rest of the country. So it's super exciting times after the year that we've had. We've also welcomed a new creative director. Her name is Kate Blank to our team, really to just further our strategic creative thinking and further experiential and design activation. So that's really exciting. So I will take you through a presentation about a bit about us, what we do, how we do it, and some of the events that we've had the privilege of being a part of over the last couple of years, to just kind of give you a snapshot of who we are and why we love to do what we do. And hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to work with some of you over the next 12 months. So I'll start with a bit of our show reel, just to give you a snapshot. So I hope you enjoyed that. So as I say, I just kind of want to talk through a bit about what we do and why we do it. So Solution Entertainment, we are all in all the time. We are Australia's leading events and activations agency. Our approach is simple: great people doing great things for great brands. Our promise to our clients is to deliver the extraordinary. Your objectives are our objectives. We don't have our own agenda and approach feedback with a positive attitude. We want to make it easy, and we are fierce protectors of your brand. We sweat the details for you, your customers, teams, shareholders, and brand, and our #1 priority. Your budgets are ours to protect. If we find savings, they are yours to own. So despite the name Solution Entertainment, we are obviously a full service entertainment agency, but above and beyond that, we are a full service production, event management, event production, event design agency, and we offer creative concept development, brand experiences and activations, event operations and logistics, and management and design. So all of the different kinds of things that we do: branded activations, innovative conferencing, product launches, galas and awards, internal engagement, entertainment, major events, and experiential marketing. Our values, so the things that are most important to us: we are brave, transparent, strategic, and passionate. We love our clients, we love our suppliers, we love our team. We jump out of the bed in the morning and we're grateful to be able to do what we do, especially after such a challenging year that was 2020. What we are not is finger pointers. We take responsibility for our actions. We don't cut and paste. Every brief is different, which means we never rinse and repeat. And we are driven to make your event and your clients look the best that they can look. So why might you choose to work with us? We understand that clients and businesses invest to drive a return. Whether the event KPI is driven by attendance numbers, PR reach, brand recall, sales generation, social engagement, anecdotal feedback, or retention rate, SE knows that events are a hell of a lot more than just a creative idea. Creativity, seamless delivery, and hard work is the foundation. Results is what it's all about. A snapshot of some of the company that we are so proud to keep, a lot of familiar brand names that you'll see there, that we have great relationships, and we're very fortunate to work with some of the biggest brands, both in Australia and around the world. A couple of success stories that I'll just briefly go through. You will get this document shared with you at the end of the presentation, so I will brush past a lot of this, as I'm aware I don't have a super long time to present to you all today, but you will be able to kind of gauge a little bit about what we do. So branded activations, this one that you're seeing here is the Maya Glam Bar that we activated for the VRC, for Maya at the VRC Spring Racing Carnival, where guests could come and have, you know, a bit of a glam day whilst they were at the races. It was a very, very fun activation. Complete custom build and managed by us as well. ATC Pony Palms Randwick was an activation that we did in Sydney, where we had the first trackside pool, which was pretty fun, and we activated and managed that space, as well as programming a fantastic plethora of entertainment for that carnival. Nike Battle Force, another favourite event. Channel 10 Ferrari Paddock Club at the Grand Prix. And this is the Rabo truck that I briefly spoke about that we have back on the road now. So this was something that we custom designed and built for the Rabobank. It actually all folds up into a full semi-trailer, and it gets driven around regional Australia, visiting different towns and hosting agricultural conferences and all sorts of events. It's a very, very cool project. So this was a highlight, the Google Cloud Security Forum that we did a few years ago. Very innovative conferencing that you can see here. Was a great event. We had several spaces that we used throughout the space, and everything was managed and created by a team at SE. REA GKO conference and after party in 2020. Another, again, a conference with a difference. You know, really bright, energetic, not your average boring conference. So we like to get creative even when maybe the concept is not so. I'll just flick through these slides and you can see a little bit about what they are. Another involvement that we have within the Australian events industry is with these major events. For the Australian Open, we have for the last 5 years managed and curated the entertainment program in the Grand Slam Oval and other Tennis Australia managed spaces, seeing hundreds and hundreds of performers and up and coming talent really showcase what they've got for the international crowds at the Australian Open, which we did again this year, but it looked a little different. Melbourne Grand Prix, we also managed the entertainment for and the cricket T20. Product launches, of course, another touch point. Some event highlights here. And of course, internal engagements. So your Christmas parties, your gala dinners, your awards nights, keeping your staff appreciated and happy. And of course, entertainment. So aside from obviously all of the great events that we produce as event producers, we also operate as a fully serviced entertainment agency, which has our whole own plethora of clients. And so if you are an event organizer, Solution Entertainment is still a place where you can come, where if you're doing all of the other event details and you just need me to put the icing on the cake with entertainment concepts. We do everything from your standard booking of a DJ and acoustic act to a whole full-blown bespoke entertainment concept from a creative brief that we can create, you know, completely new and exciting things for your clients. So how we do it, our mindset, from inspiration to impact. We build every touch point for your event around your strategic intent. We design for the in-between, the pause in the conversation, the walk back from the bar, the exhale before the encore. Connection is our currency, and the most successful brands are those who build meaningful relationships. Our work enables you to connect your brand to your people and your people to each other, or your clients' brands, I should say. Experience is only the beginning. We use immersive experience to effect meaningful change in the hearts and minds of your audience. We are all in all the time, and we never compromise. And with that, brings me to the end of my presentation. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit about what we do here at SC, and I really hope to connect with all of you in one way or another to see how we can collaborate on some amazing events in the coming months. Thank you. I'll now hand over to Geeta, the head of sales at the Langham Melbourne, to take you through her presentation.
Thank you, Laura. Good morning, everyone. Let me start sharing my screen first. All right, here we are. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Director of Sales at the beautiful Langham Melbourne, and I'm sure most of you have been to the hotel before, but I thought I'll start off by explaining or telling everyone as to where we are and what we do best to look after your customers and your events. So the Langham Melbourne had been in operation for just over 16 years, and the hotel has 383 rooms to accommodate your guests, and we've got 12 meeting rooms and conference facilities, including a beautiful ballroom, and also dining facilities, as well as spa and fitness center for guests to use during their stay. Now, with COVID in April last year, we did close the hotel, suspended operation for about 9 months. We reopened in November last year, so we weren't a part of the hotel quarantine program. Therefore, we had the time to reassess everything we need to come back to the market with having COVID safe practices. And I'm very confident to say that every part of the hotel, including accommodations to entertainment areas to restaurants and catering facilities, are fully compliant with COVID practices, and we do conduct COVID safe meetings and events. So that's something we would like to reiterate as we continue battling this pandemic, and to see how we can move forward with our day-to-day business events and things we would like to do best. To give a bit of history of the hotel, in terms of market segments, for meetings and events, we have about, I would say 70% would be our Australian and New Zealand clients and patrons we have had been in touch with for past so many years, and about 30% would be our international clients. And for leisure and FRT corporate, we got about good 50% domestic and 50% would be our international clients who have been with us for many, many years. In terms of market segments, we have seen a surge of, as you could imagine, pharmaceutical companies coming back to have events in the hotel. The last 2 months have been quite busy with small to medium-sized groups and events that we've held in the hotel. And then we also have got financial institutes, manufacturing companies, as well as retail stores and luxury brands have had their trainings. I think it's a time they all feel it's time to get their staff all trained to be able to maximize their businesses and obviously profits, because there's a demand for those kind of brands right now. So we've been successful in building a pipeline for the next 3 and 6 months as well. But as we all know, unless international borders going to open again, we probably will not see those bigger and massive events and exhibitions taking place. Having said that, we've seen Q3 of this year, we're beginning to kind of get a lot more of such large events with 150, 200 people, and also with groups consist of over 100, 150 groups coming in for spring racing, Formula One, Avalon Air Show, and the list continues. So I think we all have kind of got used to working with those COVID restrictions and doing the best we can do to make those events a success. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through a quick presentation, and I'm sure we have a Q&A session right at the end of the session. So we can ask any questions if you have any, and I'm happy to be on board to answer any of those. So the hotel's location, as most of you may be aware, if not, here we are on the South Bank Boulevard, right on the South Bank River. So in terms of, hello, can you hear me? Yeah, in terms of location, in terms of the distance to the CBD is about 3 to 4 minutes walk, and we also are quite close to the M1 if you're taking your guests or clients to the southeastern suburbs or even to get to the other side of the city. It's quite located conveniently, and that's one of our key selling points, and you would see that in terms of when you're doing the itineraries, how convenient that is to try and incorporate a lot of venues around the hotel that's easily accessible during the stay of the hotel. This is our beautiful lobby, and as we've said before, the hotel is known for its excellent service, and creating that kind of guest experience is what we're known for. So there's nothing that we do in terms of standard offers, standard practices, things. It's just you need to tell us, your clients need to tell us what they want to do, what their plan is to experience the hotel and to get the best for your hotels and for your guests. And we would tailor make such events, such stays according to what you want to achieve during that time. Location, again, we're just about 27 kilometers from the airport and very close to the Melbourne Convention Bureau, Convention Centre. That's about, I would say, 10-15 minutes walk from the hotel, and to Rodrigo Arena, where the Open takes place, and that's got another literally 2 kilometer distance from the hotel. So in terms of location, as you could see, we're quite perfectly located close to all the key attractions in the city, and that gives us the opportunity to work with you and your clients to have those tailor-made offers and also tailor-made agendas that you can really fulfill within a very short period of, let's say, 2 to 3 months if you're looking at short leads, and also with long lead bookings that you may want to come through with. In terms of room product, the hotel was last renovated in 2017, and it still has a very elegant classic look. And these rooms are 32 square meters in size and attached to these beautiful marbled marble bathrooms. And in terms of the inventory, we got 177 superior rooms, which can be converted into just over 200 twin rooms if you get a larger group of twin sharing rooms, or it can be also used as singles, 127 kings and 50 twin rooms. These are upgraded room categories. One is a deluxe river corner that you see. This is about 40 square meters in size. And usually for large groups and events, we do upgrade the event organizer or the group leader. It could be a CEO or a senior manager traveling with the group. This is one of the options that we can look at. And this is the next category, is the executive terrace room, which comes with a beautiful large terrace facing the Yarra River or the city. So there are a lot of options, and we will work with you again based on your requirements and your client's requirements. So when it comes to value adds, it's not about how much you want to spend. It's about us understanding your requirements and your client's requirements, and to kind of tailor-made to meet their expectations as opposed to getting you to pay for everything. So again, it's not about how much you can pay. We give you how much you want to pay for. It's more what you want to do. Give us a budget. We work around that and work with you to do the cost savings. So you will be able to deliver an event to your customer, as well as we do the delivery of the services that we always promise to deliver. A one-bedroom suite is the next category that comes with a obviously the bedroom and a separate lounge and a living area as well. So quite spacious. It's 72 square meters in size. We've got 11 of these, all facing the river and the city skylines. And we've got a couple of other signature suites as well. This is called the Residence by Kerry Hess. Comes with 2 bedrooms and a beautiful living and dining. Yes, it looks quite feminine. It is pink. That's our brand color, but you'll be amazed to know we've had quite senior executives, male executives, who have actually loved staying in here. It's the color is different, but it's actually the whole feeling of being in a beautiful signature suite. And if this is not your ideal suite, we've got the chairman suite, which also comes with 2 bedrooms, living and dining, and facing the city skylines, as you could see from here. So that's our room product, and then I'll take you through to the club lounge and other facilities we have. A club lounge up here on the 24th floor has 180-degree panoramic view of the city, and all club guests, including our suite guests and the terrace room guests, have access to the club lounge, where you can experience a beautiful breakfast, morning tea, afternoon tea, as well as evening cocktails. That's all part of your benefits that you get when you book a club room. For the event organizers and meeting organizers, as well as the senior execs who will be traveling with your clients, with your groups, they get an automatic upgrade to the club rooms or the suites, and therefore they have access to the club lounge and to use all the benefits there as well. Aria Bar and Lounge, which is on the podium level, this can take up to about 85 delegates at any given time. This is our bar or the lounge during daytime, turn a bar in the evening, which is famous for our Wedgwood high tea. And we also have offered this option for smaller groups or the smaller meeting planners, where they can actually take a section of the space and do a special high tea or a bespoke high tea kind of service for your guests. Again, the venues in the hotel are not for the standard delivery of, I would say, standard function times. So if you think you can make a difference by taking one of those venues to have an exclusive access to be used for your event, we're open for those ideas. We've done that one recently. We've got 2 other events happening. We are closing off the entire restaurant to be turned into a beautiful, not a nightclub, but more of an evening event space, for them to have their welcome dinner, and that's tailor-made with a beautiful theme being organized for the client. So options are there. It's about us understanding or knowing your requirements or your client requirements, and then you can tailor-make it to suit those. Melbourne Restaurant is our all-day dining. Again, it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is a setup that was done just before COVID. So right now, the setup doesn't look just like that. You've got table that's obviously keeping the 2-meter distance as per the requirements. And also in terms of capacity, we've now only catered up to 180 as opposed to 220 that was pre-COVID. As we get through this period, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to our 250 or 220 packs full capacity. This is a restaurant I spoke earlier about being able to exclusively book for an event, if you like. The other signature feature of this restaurant is we've got 7 live cooking stations. So we've got chefs on duty at each station. It varies from Japanese to Asian to Italian to beautiful recovery section, and a lot of other offers in terms of Indian as well, and also a beautiful desert buffet. So the menu changes every 4 to 5 months. Again, as I said earlier, I would like to stress the fact that there's nothing called a standard offering in the restaurant. If your client has a specific request for a specific meal or a specific dish, the chefs will be able to add that to the buffet, add that to your menu of the day of the event. Swan Spa is our own signature spa, which has got 13 treatment rooms, and we've got our own therapists and we've got our own spa line. And this is another option for some of those incentives and meeting planners we've offered, where you can club the spa treatments with our high tea if you are to offer a partner program, or if you'd like to have the spouses who would like to be on site whilst their partners are attending conference. We've got those options that you can package to be able to offer to your clients. The hotel gym is a 24/7 in operation, 24/7. Again, these are good for those who just can't stay away from a gym, but we have not seen a lot of our meeting clients using this, but it's an option again for those early arrivals if they'd like to get to the gym, work out, and be ready to start the day, or to go for a walk before the meeting starts. The pool is heated swimming pool on the level 10, which has got a beautiful outdoor terrace as well. And this is obviously, as you can see, overlooking the city skyline and the Yarra River. This is the pool deck. We do use the pool deck in summer months here in Melbourne for outdoor events. And as long as we have a backup for a bad weather plan, but this has not been used very often, but there are plans to try and expand this. So we'll be able to get about 120 to 130 delegates at any given time if you sort of pool deck function. Moving to our exhibition or meeting space, Clarendon Ballroom is our largest space for events, and this can take up to 260 seated in banquet seating. This also can be divided into 3 different sections, equals 3 sections, and we've got our own AV team in-house for any of your requirements in terms of audiovisual. Outer room is our rooftop function room. Apologies, this is not a good picture. We couldn't get the picture to be taken in a brighter day. Unfortunately, the day it was all planned to do the photographs a couple of months ago. So this has got 110 capacity for standing, and meeting can go up to about 80 to 90 comfortably seated, which comes with a beautiful balconies, again, overlooking the Yarra River and the city skylines. Then we have got 8 small to medium function rooms. Yarra room is one that, again, with a natural light, and it's got the capacity to take up to 25 U setup, or even a 40 pax cocktail reception. Collins is a boardroom style setting. It's a little bit ideal for up to 12 people if it's a meeting boardroom styles. And we also offered, obviously, working with MCB, you will probably get access to all of these sites, and we work with Joanna's and her team to try and tailor make some of those itineraries, and we take tips from MCB when we do our offers to our clients. So it's a matter of having that information and sharing that with you and connecting you with the teams to obviously book those events and book those space if you like to do those offsite venues for activities. With our proposals, we use, depending again on the time that you have, depending on the days that you would be in town, we will do our sample itineraries. But again, these are all tailor-made, and we work with venue partners and as well as the MCB team to have those information get out to you, and also to work with you to have those fulfilled. Last but not the least, Flavors of Langham is where you can find all our beautiful Langham gifts, not just small teddy bears to Langham candles and what you call ginger flower sprays. You also can buy a Langham bed or a mattress and the duvet covers and everything else. So a nice place to have a stock over if you are in town. And if not, you can tell me what you need, and give me your email address. I should be able to find something to be sent across to you. And again, this is one of our key values. Celebrate every day is our vision. So no matter how big or small the event is, as I said earlier, tell us what you want. Tell us how you'd like the meeting to be organized, and we got a team in house who would be able to tailor make every offering we offer to you to make that a great or successful event. So on that note, I'll hand you back to Joanna.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll just share my screen.
Did I come out?
Okay. Yes, thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Laura. That was fantastic. Good to see. We've got so lucky to have such amazing partners and experiences in our state. I just wanted to quickly cover, you may have seen across the business events news that we have got a new national business events program. This has recently been announced by the state government ministers. Yet to be launched, hopefully will be launched very, very soon, but we are in the middle of taking expressions of interest at the moment. So just to give you a quick overview on what that program is, we are offering grants of up to $25,000 for national business events. This can be used for venue hire, accommodation, F&B, transport, other event costs, basically anything, all of the key things that you need to do in order to put on a good business event. This fund does allow for 50% of the funding to be provided to the event organiser pre-event, and then 50% post-event. So it will help you with those upfront costs that you do need to pay before you can get your business event going. Just to give you the key details, so this fund is designed to attract new business to the state. So it is about new business and not about existing events that are already confirmed for Melbourne. Obviously, the state government is very key to stimulate economic impact amongst the event sector and through to all of the second and third tier operators that all benefit from the event sector as well. So really is about driving economic business to the state. Events that have significant programs, including pre and post touring, perhaps out to regional Victoria, involving a multiple number of suppliers, will be seen favourably when we are doing the assessments, and also events that align with the Victorian government sector priorities will also be viewed favourably when the assessments are being done. And my colleague Peter will just link we'll link to the website, which does outline what those sector priorities are. So that will be in the Q&A box now for you to check if you do want to see what those sector priorities are. Just looking at the criteria for what is eligible to receive funding. So the event must have at least 150 delegates. Virtual participants are unfortunately not included. It must be in-person delegates. It must be a minimum of a 2-day business event program. 30% of delegates must reside outside of Victoria. Must be a B2B event. And it is all about driving short-term economic benefits to the state of Victoria and really helping those business events happen now. So the event must be held pre-end of 2022. In terms of what is, for the purpose of this, what is a business event? It's basically anything that is a corporate meeting, corporate incentive, conference, trade exhibition, or association meeting. So anything that basically the general public cannot just buy a ticket to and turn up to. So this does not include social or family groups, weddings, student groups, sport or leisure groups, tour groups, or consumer exhibitions. By consumer exhibitions, we're referring to those ticketed type events that you would turn up to, such as a food show or wedding show, etc. Needs to be a B2B event. Also, just to reiterate what is not eligible. So you do need to meet all of the above mentioned criteria in order to be eligible. Events do need to be staged in metropolitan Melbourne. Business events that have already contracted a venue in Melbourne are unfortunately not eligible. Virtual event delegates are not eligible, would not be counted, and obviously events that go beyond 2022. We have been given this funding as a short-term fund to activate now. We may be given more funding in the future, we don't know. That will be reliant on what the state government hands down in their budget, which is coming up soon. But this is just a finite round of funding to start with. So in terms of expression of interest, the first step in doing an application is to fill out an expression of interest form, which is the Inquire Now form on our website. So when you go to our homepage, melbournecb.com.au, you'll see on the homepage down the bottom, there is a grey menu bar that does have Inquire Now. If you fill out that form, just to give us the key details about what your event is and what you're trying to achieve, and then we'll get back to you with the next steps. The next step in the program is to fill out an official Smarty Grants application form, but we will send that to you once we've had that initial discussion with you about what your event is. We are hoping to be able to launch this program very, very soon. It's just up with the government for the final tick of approval, but you can fill out that inquiry form now, and so that will be really helpful for us, because it means your event is registered with us, and we know that we can then take the next step with you as soon as the program launches. So we'll now take any questions. If you do have any questions and answers, of course, we'll give you the answer. If you do have any questions, please put it in the Q&A box, and we'll make sure that we give you an answer. So Georgina has asked, when do you anticipate that the program will open? We're hoping it will open next week. We are just waiting on final approval from government to be handed down, but we will do an announcement as soon as that is done. Yeah. So the turnaround time once you register, it is 4 to 6 weeks. So as soon as the Smarty Grants application is done, there is a number of internal processes and approvals that need to be done. It will need to go up for final approval up to the minister. So it is a 4 to 6 week turnaround. The good news is, though, within that, once you have completed your Smarty Grant application and you've had that initial discussion with us, you are able to go ahead and confirm your venue. You don't have to wait that 4 to 6 week period. So that is some good news. Yes, there is. Somebody has asked if there's a limited amount of grants available. We do have a finite pot of money, so it is dependent on and there is The maximum amount is 25,000. So dependent upon how many delegates you have, your length of program, etc., is dependent upon how much money you will receive. So not all events will receive $25,000. That's the maximum amount. So it really is us working out, you know, which events are eligible and how much money they get as to actually who will be eligible for the funding. So that is all of the questions that have come through. I'll just wait a few more minutes to see if any more come through. We will send you out our presentations as a follow-up email today with all of our contact details. So you can come out to Laura and myself or Geeta if you do have any questions regarding any of our product. Somebody has asked, will there be a similar program for regional areas? Not too sure about that. We have been given this money for Metropolitan Melbourne. It would be probably best to be asked Business Events Victoria, who look after the regional part of Victoria, to see if they'll have a funding program that is similar. Not too sure about that. Ours, however, is purely for Metropolitan Melbourne. I know that some regional areas, such as Business Events Geelong, do have their own funding programs, so it may be worthwhile. Somebody has asked, is the Mornington Peninsula now considered a Metropolitan Melbourne? Unfortunately, for this instance, it is not. I know that is confusing, but we have been asked to apply Metropolitan Melbourne as is applied for Visit Victoria and for tourism statistical purposes. So in this instance, Yarra Valley and Mornington Peninsula are not considered as regional, as Metropolitan Melbourne, sorry, and they do come under the Charter of Business Events Victoria. So just wait to see if there's any more questions. I think that's all. So thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you also to Laura and Geeta for providing us with those fantastic presentations. It's greatly appreciated. If you do have any questions, please look out for our follow-up email, which will have all of our contact details. And we'll be hosting another webinar in May. So look forward for the invite for that. We'll send that out soon. And if you do have any questions regarding funding, you can come to me, but also be on the lookout for when that program launches. There'll be some press around that as soon as that is out there for applications. All right, thank you so much. We'll end the session. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.